Good evening, everybody. This is Krista with Magnolia Ridge Farm and Gardens, and I know I am in the process of still catching up video clips, but I wanted to go ahead and film one that's more in real time. So I am here today. It is Sunday, I believe the 14th. No, it's not the 14th. It's like the 16th, I think. Anyway, it's Sunday, and it's about 7 p.m., I believe, which you can't tell because it stays light till like 9:30. Anyway, I am going out of town tomorrow. By the time you see this, I will be back in town. I'm going away for like 3 days. And before I go, I need to A, prep the food for the trip, and B, take care of this harvest mess, which here I'll show you. So, yes. And I am actually drinking coffee at 7 o'clock at night because I know this is going to take me a while and I still have to do laundry. You can probably hear my dishwasher going right now. But anyway, I need to take care of all of this before I go out of town because, as you see, our refrigerator is packed with goat's milk. We have produce everywhere. The watermelon is not from our garden. I actually bought that to take watermelon with me, as well as leave some for my family. But I'd still need to prep it. And there's what you didn't see, I forgot to show you the basket on the floor of squash and zucchini, which is from about a week ago. So it's starting to, get dark and I need to do something with it ASAP. And my neighbors brought me this gallon of blueberries from their friends. They're so good. That they picked. So, I have some pot pies in the oven that I bought from one of the vendors at the farmer's market on Saturday. That is going to be dinner while I deal with all this. So the first thing I have to do is I've got to get all this milk out of my refrigerator and into freezer bags and down into the freezer because I do not have time to deal with goat's milk right now. So that is going to be a winter project, or at least a not right now project, learning to do the salves and soaps and cheese and all that stuff. We are drinking goat's milk and using it to cook with and stuff, but we're getting a half a gallon a day and we cannot go through that. So that is step one. Step two is deal with all this squash and cucumbers and prep what I'm going to need to take with me for the meals that I'm going to cook. And then I want to make some breads. I don't know if I'm going to get all the recipes done that I want to do tonight, but I am going to try to get some blueberry muffins and bread done and a savory squash bread done. If I don't get that done, I may do it when I come back. So, I do not know if I'm going to film all of this and show you everything I'm doing, or if I am going to just tell you what I'm doing and then show you the blueberry recipes, or I may show you some little clips of what I'm doing. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with all this yet. So, I may have to voice over and tell you post edit once I'm putting this together. I don't know how it's all going to translate. So, my kitchen's a mess. I've got all of this everywhere. I've got my milking stuff ready to go out the door for tonight. I've got a bag that I've started packing with my non-refrigerated foods that I'm taking with me because we are going to, and I may try to film the foods that I cook there. But me and two of my girlfriends are going to Virginia towards the coast. It's a little place called Kinsale. And there's like nothing there, but we got this little Airbnb on the river. Anyway, so I might take this with me and film. I don't know, but I'm doing all the food prep for that. So here we go. So for the 2 mornings that we're going to be there, I am going to do breakfast sautés with eggs, and I'm going to add onion, zucchini, and squash to it. And I will also be doing a squash and black bean and chicken taco one night. So I'm going to take 2 of these containers with squash and zucchini to dole out between the tacos and the breakfast bake, or frittatas, what a skillet, whatever you want to call it. And I will have one with the cucumbers, the fresh cucumbers, that I will take for hummus for lunchtime. Now, I'm trying to decide if I want a little bit more. There's 3 of us. So if I have 2 of these, that may not make it both mornings and for the tacos. So I may need to do a little bit more than that, but we'll see. Now, with these, I'm going to nice and tender. So I think what I'm going to do is just keep off the tops. And these hands are wonderful chicken. So they can as a treat. I probably thought a little more than you. Not like girls. These are sex. And I hold you down. Fun girls. Now, some of these are a small variety, and then some of them we picked very early from that small variety just because we knew it was going to be a while before we could get back out to the garden and harvest. So I wanted to make sure they weren't ginormous when I came back. I would rather have them small and use them like that than to have them where I can't use them except for seeds. So I'm going to use the smallest one, so it's almost like a shred. That way I can use it in recipes. For breads as well as for sauteing. But if I did a actual shred, then I would only be able to use it for like squash cakes or breads or something like that. So with this, it is small enough I can bake with, but I can also still saute with it. So I think it gives me a good versatility. And this makes it super quick as far as taking care of it, instead of cutting it all. So that works too. Yeah, these young ones, they just take a good snap and they go right through. They're so tender. I've seen some people not like this device, but I think the problem is they will not cut their items small enough if they are not really tender. Like onions and stuff, they'll just put these big half slices of onions in there and expect this thing to go through, and then they sit there and struggle with it. And they'll be like, oh, I can't get it down, it's awful, you know, this thing's not sharp, yada yada. I mean, if you're doing like this, it is actually hard to push through. And this is not a big slice. But if you snap it, it goes through cleanly, even with the bigger chunks. So I think a lot of people who complain about this one, it's more user error. Sorry. And I may get some hate for that. And I'm sure there are some cheap quality ones. But this is a pretty cheap one. It is not heavy duty plastic. It is flimsy. And it does just fine. Now I could get my electric mixer or food processor out and shred it or julienne it. But for the time it takes, honestly, and the amount of cleanup, I like this. Plus it gives me a little bit of workout. See, I just went through all that squash super fast. And now we have an entire bowl. Done. And throw that in my dishwasher. Alright. Got water everywhere. Oh, I don't think, actually, I am not done with that. I need to do the scallop squash. And I am actually going to take a break right here. Because I need to get the milk done. I want to take the milk to the freezers on the way to feed the animals in about 15, 20 minutes. Let's see. What time is it? All right, so I have my bag down here to haul it out in. So I lost 2. Oh my goodness, there's still more. No wonder I had no space in my refrigerator. This is a bit crazy. All right, that's it. The rest are, oh my goodness, my peas got frozen. This is not good. I have an issue going on in here. All right, so let's deal with this first. Okay. All I'm going to do is bag these up, and they will go to the basement freezers. So, not complicated, just time consuming. Let's get some of these little ones. And the cream does separate, and I am not really worried about saving that right now. If it gets in the milk, it gets in the milk. I know this is, I was separating it because once it refrigerated, then I could get it out and separate. But I actually do not have time to do that on this batch. So we are going to roll with it. And I am not the biggest fan of these cheap bags, but I went to Aldi, and that's what they have. So you just have to make sure they are upright. That is okay. All right. Milk is ready to go. Okay, so we got 25 cups of squash processed. I've got 1 cup I held out in case I have time to make the savory bread. This one with the 3 colors I am going to take with me, and that will be perfect for breakfasts if I need them, or for the tacos, either one if I need extra. The rest will go straight into the freezer. I'm going to put a date on them. Most recipes call for 2 cups. I've got some, like the one savory bread, that calls for 1 cup. I did 3 cups in these because I didn't want to waste bag space, with the thought that if I get out 2 cups to make a recipe, I'll have a cup left over to use with eggs or whatever. So the 1 cup I have for the bread, that's a meal, plus the one in the refrigerator. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, at least 10 meals off of this one little preservation. Thank you for sticking around while I put up some food for the future for meals and froze my goat's milk. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.